Linda, talking about ranting, I think it's understanding the resources you have and unwinding. So I'll just share my screen right away. My name is Ajoke, as mentioned already. I am sharing my journey, my lesson on how I've been able to navigate motherhood, career, and tech. I'm going to be sharing my own personal experience, what has worked for me. I'll say like motherhood has been, like Linda mentioned, is a lifetime thing. I started motherhood like when I was 2 years. I think I became an auntie when I was two because I'm from a very large family. I'm the 16th child from my family. And so I became an auntie as 2 years old. And that's completely different. So feeling like, oh, I have nieces and nephews who I could take care of while I was growing up. So I already had that love for kids. And now having my own kids was completely different. So it's like you learn every day. So I was just like I said, parenting motherhood has been a bittersweet experience. It's been it's a very exciting journey. For me, I think one of the two major things that has helped me, aside other strategy, is first of all, God's guidance and the love, unwavering love I have for my kids. Again, like I said, growing up, I grew up from a very large family. I have nieces and nephews, so I saw myself as a mother even while I was growing up, taking responsibility at a very young age. So it's been something that I've embraced all my life, of course, with God's guidance and the love that I have for my kids. I really cherish my kids. They are my life. They are my friends. We have a very great bond. So I'm going to share a few takeaways for me that I've been able to use so far. I have about 15 years of working experience across various sectors. Just to introduce myself, I'm a customer success enthusiast and a business operator. I'm passionate about growing businesses. So for me, one of my key takeaways is, I think these are the key takeaways that worked for me and I'm sharing here. One of it is acknowledge that you cannot go through life alone. Be open to connecting with people. Position yourself for a career path with high potential earning power. Continuous investment in personal development to build capacity. Cultivate good savings and investment habits. I know my fellow speakers have done a lot about it. I think I'll just give a brief of it. And it's really great that we're having a mix of all this. And the next thing is be intentional about self-love. And finally, remember that failure is a natural part of human experience. So outsourcing, automating repetitive tasks or mundane tasks are very important. So I'll start. The first one for me is acknowledge what you can do, that you can't do life alone. The hardest days only become harder when we try to push through on our own. The honest truth is, my first point here is identify where you are at what point and the resources available to you. Now, the first thing for me is what stage of your life are you at? Are you a single girl? Are you married? Do you have are you starting your career? Are you a mid-level or a senior level? You'd need to be very open and tell yourself, where am I at each particular stage in your life, and how do you want to navigate it? And again, you're asking the second question, what resources are available for me? For instance, are you from a very wealthy home that you have generational wealth passed down to you? Or are you someone that you're from a very humble background and you're trying to make life? So this conversation and communication are very important for you to be able to navigate your life and your career at purpose. Now, the second thing is, like I said, available resources. For instance, if you're married, do you have the support of your husband? If you're not married, what are your plans for having kids? Do you want to have kids? What are the kids? And those are the stuff. And where are you in your career path? So that's the first thing I did, and it's important for us to do. The second one is acknowledge that support can come in various forms, right? Support necessarily not have to be your marriage, your family alone. It can be from your friends. Like Linda says, sometimes I think that I've been blessed in my life to have different support people filling different gaps. So take, for instance, I have 3 kids. I have a teenager and I have my last is about 9 years old. She's 9 years old. And I think that if there's one thing I'm bad at is buying clothes. So I have a cousin that literally buys clothes for my kids. He doesn't even ask me what's the shoe size, right? I'm not good at that. My husband is not good at that. Do you understand? But guess what? Since when they were kids, she was that person that she likes to shop and she's always doing that. So whenever I need stuff, oh, I'm going to the UK, and she just shops for them and bringing that. And that makes me feel like, oh, I didn't feel bad about it because I feel like, oh, this is a support system. Why stress? I also have friends, for instance, they love to go to markets. They love to shop. I am not the market person. I rather go to store. So I have a problem with curations. I prefer going to where the things have been curated for me, right? And then I have some friends, they go to Mile 2 Market and stuff. I'm like, oh, guys, how far? When are we going? And they buy and stuff. So what am I trying to say? Understand the resources that is available to you. I might not be so in quotes wealthy, but I have some help system and system. Again, I mean, some emotional support, for instance, for people that are married. Sometimes the emotional support might not even come from your husband, right? There are things that, okay, there are different people and different kind of things that they like to do. There are some men that maybe they are that person that wants to just say, you know what, take these decisions and I'm fine. And you are like, no, I want you to let's have these conversations together. I need the help to think. And he's not that kind of person. Oh, anything that is good for you is fine. So what I have to do is, oh, look for my friend. Okay, which of this my friend can help me brainstorm and we can do this. This is just what and the idea of doing that is so I'm not having issues in my home or in making these decisions that will definitely affect my work life. So it's very important. So know the support, know that support is crucial in navigating complexity of family, career, and personalism, which is what I just explained. It is very important to understand that these people play a lot of your life, your family life plays a very important role in how you grow and your personal, how you take advantage of what you have. Now, the final one is take advantage of tech. Now, it's been amazing that while we're growing up as a child is different from parenting right now. So growing up as a child for me, maybe we were not exposed to some of this information. Thanks to this platform, Zuri platform, giving the opportunity for you to learn by examples and not by experience. Some of us learned by experience, and I'm so excited to have and see communities coming up to empower people on how to do it. So take, for instance, we are here today talking. For me, Linda and I don't stay together, but sometimes, like she mentioned, if I need to speak to her, I don't have to go physically. We do FaceTime and stuff. Sometimes there are people we connect to on LinkedIn and events. Like I think again, I also met Napa. Hi Napa, in one of the physical events. I think for me, I'm a customer enthusiast, so I don't have a problem with talking. I can pick up the conversations, and I'm always happy to connect. So if there's one thing, like she mentioned, is my strength is building meaningful connection. So taking advantage of tech is very, very important because it's not always that, okay, maybe during those times we need to communicate to our parents, our families, or seek help. We have to either physically go there. Now I have my cousins that are in UK, but we talk and solve problems like we are just together. Like for instance, Christmas, and I had to tell them, guys, what's up for Christmas? And then they send some stuff just because we could leverage communication. Distance is no longer a barrier. Now, positioning yourself for career growth. Now, the first thing I've said, identify the job you need and what works for your present situation. Like I mentioned, what part of your life are you at? Are you in the entry stage, beginning stage? Sharing my experience, I started early. I think I started giving birth at maybe early 20s. And at that point, I knew that, okay, what support do I have? Do I need to take that job at that point? What kind of job? How do I want to live with my kids, right? I took in a customer support role that requires me to run shifts, so I was able to manage that. Again, it is also important to know that some of these jobs are very important. The kind of career you choose at a particular time is important. Sometimes you can start a career that is less stressful, right? But you're building like a pattern. I started from customer care. I went into sales, business development, on through several other parts, and I understanding the stage at which I am and identifying the job that can fit because I understand the value of family and how to balance that. So that helped me to be able to perform and at my career and not my family is not suffering at that time. The next thing is understand passion and timing. What do I mean by passion? Right, this is me being real here. I'm saying that I have passion for singing, right? But will singing solve the problem? Will singing pay school fees? Is this something that, don't get me wrong, passion is very important. The question is, what problem are we solving? What is going to put food on my table? What is going to make my kids happy? What's going to give me a good life that I want to live, right? So it's important for us to say, okay, singing might not be the thing for me at this point. What can I do that can bring money? So remember timing. Earlier in my career, I think few people reached out to me to be co-founders, and I told them, I said, I'm co-founding myself. I'm not stable enough, right? I do not have, in quotes, passed down wealth or saved up a lot for me to co-found, right? Because I'm also a project. So I turned it down. But with time, I also have a project, a passion project now, maybe at a point where in my life and in my career, I was a bit stable. I have a passion project, which is the left on where I host people. It's something that is taking money from me, but at least I'm at the point where I can do that without making my family or stuff suffer. And guess what? I fell in love with what was bringing the money. Again, passion is important in whatever job you're going to pick, right? Or whatever career path you're going to do. What is this problem solving? Is it going to solve the bill? Because of truth, your passion sometimes might end up causing you problems, might end up causing you will ask yourself, do I really have passion for this? But the important part is you need to know the timing. Now, the next thing is don't be afraid to be ambitious. It is okay. We women, oh, why are you trying to be ambitious? Sometimes when am like I said, I have 3 kids, but when you see me, you hardly know. And when I go out and see people I meet career, like, you look 20, you leave it for the young girls. And like, I born picky, I know carry, I know commit sin, right? I can actually work. Again, in my career, I have a way of balancing in such a way that it's not, oh yes, I am a mother, does not mean I bring in my, in quotes, motherhood into the workspace. Do you understand? I have the balance. I understand that what do I need to do? If I don't tell you, maybe in my workspace, you hardly know, right? That, oh, this person is this. So that way, I am not giving excuses because, yes, we sometimes we can like to give excuse. Oh, I think there was someone I worked with in one part of my career. She's probably always taking off, oh, I need to be this, or I'm on my period and stuff like that, which is okay because there are some people that don't have it well. But for me, I think I had a way I had to balance it. I sometimes time it if I have to go and leave that period so that I know that, okay, this at the time I need to do this. It does not mean that, oh, in quotes, I'm having that woman cap on my head to say, okay, this is why you have to do this. So it is very important to be very ambitious. Again, what does it mean to be ambitious? In every stage in your career, what are you putting into that job? Be selfish for yourself. So there are 3 things for me. I believe that each person has a purpose. First of all, in this first thing is I have a purpose. God created you for a purpose and you have to fulfill that purpose. The next thing is yourself, right? Because the truth is, if you are not aligned on your purpose, a lot of people around you are going to suffer. There are people that are connected to that purpose. So you need to understand that you have a purpose. Secondly, yourself. Now, the question is, if I'm fulfilling that process, what do I need for myself to be able to fulfill the purpose which I have come? What are the support system, or what are the support I'm getting to be able to fulfill that system? In your career, when you are putting in your best in your career, ask yourself, for myself, yes, it is work. Like I said, self first. You need to ask yourself, how am I capable to do this job? Again, sometimes people can be too ambitious in such a way that you end up carrying what is too much for you. Like at a point that in my career, someone reached out to me when I was like, oh, where do you want to be in the next 5 years? I was like, oh, I want to be a CEO or something. And it was like, oh, there's an opportunity. I said, I'm not ready because I do not have the capacity. I've not stepped into that shoe, right? So again, I needed to step into that shoe to be able to get that. Finally, even if we are in your job place, you need to understand that in every career, aside the job, you also need to know where do you want to go outside that. Evaluate yourself at that part. And next thing is, a lot of us has talked about this, which is networking and building relationship. It is very essential. I would say this, that the people that has been very helpful in my life and in my career path has not been my immediate family. That's where we miss it sometimes. Most of these people we met today, we've built so many things. Just like Napa, I have never applied for a job. Most of the job I've entered was either referred, either, oh, this person can do this person has done this. I think at the point when I start applying and I don't receive, I'm like, what's going on here? But I accepted it. I'm like, you know what? I don't have a problem. And I'm happy to hear that, okay, it's not in quotes unique to me. Thanks to the platform that you get to share story. So building a successful career is crucial to providing for family needs, which is important. Apart from love and support, financial stability, it is very important. Now, outsourcing. This is one thing I had to do that really helped me. Outsourcing my chores, outsourcing to my family, outsourcing to, it was okay to hire a maid at a particular point in time. In my early stage, when I started having kids, I had to do like 4 months extra, maternity leave 3 months or 4 months extra. So my kids are big enough, they can go to a daycare and stuff. Right now, I have, of course, outsource whatever it is. And in your office as well, office space, you need to outsource. Again, automation is very crucial, right? They're automating some tasks. I think Napa did a lot of justice to that, while talking about how some of these things just come in handy. You just put them, document them. It makes life easy for you, right? And you're able to have your slides and everything documented. Very key for you to balance your life. Again, it gives you the opportunity to prioritize those things that are important, prioritizing your life, your children, your career, basically. Now, another good thing that really helped me is cultivating a good savings habit. I used to say any money that does not have a name is subject to waste. What do I mean by that? When your salary is coming, like I was so meticulous that once my salary come in, everything has a name. I have school fees, I have rent. At a point, my kids got early stage. My kids got to me, so my cousins, some of my friends, when they come around, I hardly take my kids out to eat maybe the Debonaire's pizza or take them out, because I believe that the essential were important. I knew where I was and I knew I could not afford that luxury. Thanks to support system, again, I would say support systems and God's guidance, people could, at a point, my cousins always come around and then bring stuff. So there's this funny day, I came in with bag of things from the store, pizza and all that. And my kids said, thank you, mommy, thank you, mommy. And the next thing they're looking at it, where's Auntie Bani? Where's Auntie Bani? I'm like, are you seriously joking? I was like, mommy, but okay, they were surprised, right? So what do I mean by that? It wasn't like I was trying to be stingy. I'm just being real to myself because I had an Excel sheet. So at the point that my kid, mommy, come and buy pizza for us. I'm like, I don't have money for pizza. And then this fateful day, the gas finished and I went to buy gas. Mommy, but you say you don't have money. I say I don't have money for pizza. It does not mean I don't have money. The money I have is gas and not for pizza, right? At a point when I became a bit stable, I made sure that I had a target or a target for them whereby every week I have spent like 10,000, not in Tipen region, obviously, that we have every weekend either have a pizza date, we can either buy a pizza and come home, or a movie date where we go and buy the popcorn and use the laptop and watch. We don't have to, in quotes, go out there. So stage by stage, and then at that point, and I understood what my financial, it was very important for me. Again, investment. I am a big be willing to take risk. I have done a lot of investment that beat me. Thanks. I think I'll probably go and speak to, I'll be in Melissa's DM to find out how to invest in crypto. I know Linda has been on my case, but yes, I have been burned severally. Again, I say this thing: if your water kill your mother, does not mean you will not drink water again. So you have to keep taking risk, and of course calculated risk with the help of informations. Thanks to where the technology now, where there are informations, I have to speak to some financial people. Sometimes we think we know it all, but there are people that are are specialized in these things and take advantage of it. So I am doing better in investments because I had to do a lot of reading, of course being burnt, but now you don't have to get to the point where you are burnt that bad because there are information everywhere. And finally, time management. Time management is very, very key. Juggling parenting and career is crazy. Like now I am in this room, I am at this time, and my kids know at 6 o'clock before they can come into my room. And at 6 o'clock, at the point they're like, mommy, you're always working. I was like, okay, these children are not going to blackmail me, right? At 6 p.m., I said, I close at 6 p.m. Okay, but you don't have time for us. I said, please let me know, go and write. So I outsource now. I gave them the job. Go and outsource. How many hours do you need from mommy? 1 hour. Because mommy needs to work to feed you, and I know mommy also need to give you. Again, this is me talking to them, and because they get to the point where they have to understand. Kids are super smart. They are extremely smart. So I gave them the job. Go and write the tax, because I will give you my 1 hour, but you need to come up with what I need to do within that 1 hour. You know, sometimes they would delay and everything. I'm like, good for me. And at the end of the day, I push them to say, no, this is, you have to do this. And then at the end of the day, we have that and leave it. And after the 1 hour, there's a timer and I'm leaving. It's okay. I have to do this other things. We have open communication, and that is very understanding for me, and it has helped me a lot. So be intentional. This I'm going to read. So be intentional about taking time for yourself. If there's one lesson I've learned in 2024, emphasis is the importance of prioritizing self-love and care. It's about being selfish and selfless. It's not about being selfish and selfish. It's about recognizing that you need to nurture yourself to truly love and care. Because the truth is, our bodies are systems. They can fail us, they can break, right? Sometimes, like they use the popular phrase, me and Linda will say, we need to make money, but problem no they finish. There's always something that you have to tackle. But important, like you need to be strong and stay alive to be able to face that sin again. This brought me back to time management and how to prioritize my child, having open communication. Yes. So I took out time because I like, okay, there's always one responsibility or the other. This year, what I started to do, I started taking care of myself, right? Intentionally. Does not mean I wasn't doing it because, yes, because I had money named for everything. At least I have spoil money or vex money, right? But sometimes you see that was the discipline was not there. But this year, I adopted a self-skin routine. I make sure I do my face and all that, even though it was like a work for me. But the fact that I was doing it and the money I can see on my face was beautiful for me. I started going out dancing salsa because to an extent I have a teenager. I tell the elder ones, stay with them. I'm going for salsa 7 to 10 and I'm back at 11. So we have this conversation and I'm intentional. Like, mommy, you're leaving us. I say, yes, mommy, I have to leave. Like someone said, okay, I think Linda mentioned it, that parenting is a lifetime thing. At a point, my daughter told me, they can actually be very smart to blackmail you. He told me that, mommy, um, why do you always what did she was talking about me, that she learns a lot from me, right? And then I was like, you are learning the bad one. How come you're not learning the good one from me? She was like, mommy, you tell us to go and sleep early, but you don't sleep early. I was like, I was a child and I had to sleep. Now I'm a mother. You are telling me to go to bed because I want you to go to bed. How is that? You know, I cannot live my life. I lived my childhood. I'm living my life and living your life as well. At the point she came to school, she said they're always telling them to get to school at 8 o'clock, and the teachers will now be coming 8:15, 8:05. I said they are teachers. They're at a point, what they are doing to you, like I wake up very early, is because of the routine, the habits you have to form. So when people are saying that, you might not understand that, it might not make sense to you, but in time it will be that way. Again, different of my kids have different way. Like my son will say, mommy, you said we should focus on one thing, but you are multitasking. I said, yes, I am a woman. I have a cap that I can do several things. It's not the same with you. Again, it's a skill that I started with. It didn't mean that I was actually multitasking every time. There are times that I will not be able to do that. Okay. But I built it over time, and that is why I'm able to do multiple things at the same time. Now, the final one is, don't be scared to fail. There are times that I feel like, oh my God, I'll give a typical example. Recently, I kind of not followed through with my children's classes, and there's a group where they post when they have exams and stuff. Somehow I didn't test their first test. I didn't check it, and then something just told me to check, and I checked that. Ah, mommy, I have test tomorrow. Like, you've not been reading. Honestly, I felt bad that, oh, I missed out on that conversation. But something somewhere told me that this girl is not actually small. She's 9. Why am I feeling guilty for not probably following something when she would have told me, right? So I had to tell myself that, okay, you know what, pick up again. Like I said, in investments, there were times that I invested and I lost a lot of money, but I picked up myself. I'm like, okay, what do I do better from this? So it is okay to fail. As a matter of fact, failure is part of life, and it's very essential that we embrace it as part of our steps. I think I've said enough, and that is all. Thank you. Let me know if you have any questions.